Today, Muslim people, specifically Muslim women, are celebrating Hijab Day. As an ex Muslim, I want to ask them a question. Is hijab really a woman's choice? To make any choice, first one should have a free will. It means that one should be making a choice without any subconscious fear, any force or compulsion. In Muslim household, whenever a girl reaches puberty, she is often told to wear hijab. Importance of hijab is explained to her by showing Quranic verses such as that Surah Nisa's verse where Muslim women are told to cover themselves up with a piece of cloth to hide and protect their private parts. Further, they are told to which man they should disclose their beauty and to whom they should not. To further tell them the importance of hijab, Muslim girls are shown this hadith of Sahih Muslim, where it is said that those women who dress up but still look naked, those women who attract men towards them and are also inclined towards other men, specifically those women whose head look like a hump of camel. It is said that such women will not even sense the smell of Jannah. In another hadith, it is said that those women who even go to masjid but are wearing perfume, such women are doing sin. And when they will come back from masjid, they will have to take the ghusl, just like the one Muslim women take after doing intercourse. Now just think, when you put such fear of punishment and hellfire on any woman's head, will hijab still remain a free choice? Muslim women often say that they are told to wear hijab in order to protect their honor and to prevent themselves from getting harassed. If we see Islamic history, and not just the history, but their own Quran and Hadith, we can see how sex slaves were not allowed to wear hijab. Why was their aura or satar different from free Muslim women? As you all know, a Muslim's woman aura is from head to toe. It means she has to cover herself from head to toe, except for her hands and face. Whereas in Islam, sex slaves' aura is completely different. They are only allowed to cover themselves from their belly button to knees. In Surah Noor's ayah, it is emphasized that Muslim women should cover their breast. But why were sex slaves not given the permission to cover their breasts? Were they meant to be sexualized by men? In Albani's Sahih Hadith, Ibn Malik narrated that once Islamic Caliph Hazrat Umar saw a sex slave, and that sex slave was trying to cover her body with a piece of cloth. When Hazrat Umar saw her doing that, he asked her that, "Are you a free Muslim woman or you are a sex slave?" Hazrat Umar already knew that girl. When that sex slave answered that, "No, I am not a free Muslim woman, I am a sex slave." In response to that, Hazrat Umar ordered her to remove her piece of cloth, as she is not allowed to cover her body, because she is just a sex slave, not a Muslim free woman. When sex slave hesitated to remove that cloth from her body, Hazrat Umar started beating her. And he continued to beat her till that sex slave herself didn't throw that piece of cloth and uncovered her body. In another hadith, Anas ibn Malik narrated, when he went to meet Hazrat Umar, he saw that Hazrat Umar's sex slaves were serving him and other companions food with their naked head and naked jiggling breasts. In Ibn Sheba, Volume 4, page 289, Mujahid narrates that once he was crossing a slave market with Hazrat Umar, where he saw some dealers were gathered around a slave girl and they were kissing her. When they saw that Hazrat Umar has arrived, they stopped kissing that slave girl. Then Hazrat Umar went ahead. He started touching and feeling the body of that sex slave. Hazrat Umar then asked those men that who was that slave girl's master, as that sex slave is just an object or a commodity. Similarly, in Sunan al-Kubra, Volume 5, page 329. It is said that whenever Hazrat Umar had to buy any sex slave, he used to inspect that sex slave's body, specifically the area between her legs, between her breasts, and her buttocks. Once Hazrat Ali, who was the fourth caliph, he was asked by a man that why sex slaves' bellies and their back are kept naked. Hazrat Ali replied that the purpose of keeping sex slaves naked is that the dealers who come to buy them, they should inspect their bodies well, as these women don't really have any honor or respect. Hazrat Umar had the habit of spying on women. Ummatul Mumineen, I mean Prophet Muhammad's wives, used to go to the spot of Al Manasi for their Isha prayers. Hazrat Sauda was also one of those wives. Hazrat Umar once saw Hazrat Sauda and he was able to recognize her as she was tall and bulky. Hazrat Umar advised Prophet Muhammad that his wives should cover themselves with veil. After which this verse revealed in Quran, tell your wives to cover themselves up and wear veils before going out so that they can be recognized and they don't get harassed like other non-Muslim women. So Muslim women were told to wear hijab so that they could be differentiated from non-Muslim women. And who were those non-Muslim women? Those were the sex slaves who were kept naked forcefully by Muslim men. Why sex slaves were not allowed to wear hijab? Why they were meant to be mistreated by the Muslim man? Why they were meant to be sexualized by the Muslim man? If Islam truly cares about women's honor, or hijab was just introduced for the Muslim man's ease, so they could easily decide which woman they should choose to mistreat, sexualize, and harass, and which they should not, especially if they are Prophet Muhammad's wife. Islam is often said to be a deen fitrat. It means that everything in Islam is suitable for human's nature. But we all know, even if we have a girl who is 5 years old in our home, we don't really have to teach her how to do makeup, how to drape saris, or do makeover. It's in a woman's nature to decorate herself, to make herself look good. Then why Islam prevents it? Is everything in Islam according to a man's nature, or is just another man-made religion? If we see in our non-human primates, I mean in chimpanzees, you would often find that female chimpanzees like to decorate themselves. They often like to gather flowers, make necklaces or crowns just to decorate themselves. It's also in their feminine nature. Then why Muslim women are not allowed to do so? They are made to act completely opposite to their nature. Muslim women living in West often say that hijab is their choice. But is it really a choice for a woman living in their Islamic countries, particularly in Iran, Afghanistan, Iraq, even in Pakistan? You can see that how those women who don't choose to do hijab, or if they choose to wear revealing clothes, they are insulted in a country like Pakistan. This makes me question that is hijab really a choice? If it is a choice, then why not wearing hijab is a choice for some Muslim women? Hijab is definitely not a choice for a woman. So I also left wearing hijab